So, just so you understand what you clearly do not understand, you're projecting variables onto which, like a scapegoat in Corona, you assume you can just come up, be like, hey, Salvation Army isn't perfectly working with the coronavirus. Ma, 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 ma. You're coronavirus unfriendly. It's like, no, actually, you can take a picture and donate through credit cards, not touch anything, and shut the heck up because you just use cash to buy food at a supermarket you come to every day in a variable into which you're not shut down somewhere around 11 million cases after the original actual shutdown. You refuse to partake in legitimately, hence why you've lost 250K lives here today and are still refusing to shut down to have a Merry Christmas. It's brilliant, isn't it? So yes, you use a scapegoat that you can use that can't step up. All these pathologies are evident in your animal species and have been for quite some time. You are the human race, you are Homo sapiens, home-bodied creatures, which derivatively do not basically partake in nomadic transitional living any longer, principalized by your ultimate sort of consolidation through metropolitans in modern living standards. Whatever. What I'm trying to get to now is this. Scapegoats. How critical a variable this is in explaining to you what ultimately has to be pointed out about a modern capitalist American society with all the hotel rooms necessitative not to impose cruelty and unusual punishment deemed by your Supreme Court just a year ago during Christmas period against a police officer deeming it unlawful to sleep on a public transport or a curbside where they could have been killed by any given gang member or sexually enslaved if they were pretty enough. Circumstantially, in a world under which you know there's human trafficking and all the human trafficking professionals are proving minimum wage is inducing a contextual variable under which people are being prostituted from male to female. I have stories from Baltimore City of young women prostituting themselves like a bore to children in fun rooms. I have stories of individuals from supremacy gangs forcing Latino immigrants who want the safety and possibilities of America to indoctrinate them into sort of a marital context of loyalty and, I don't know, staying in their home for sexual, mostly it seems like, purposes. They certainly didn't understand what a emotionally ingratiating soulmateship was about. I have all the stories from all the people, from all the gang female spouse members, from Bakersfield, where, I don't know, out of the streets having a good time with one of the MS-13 guys' girlfriends who was in federal prison, to a situation where I met a woman at a mental ward where she was being ignored for having been raped 3 times on her father's missionary path down in Bermuda. I don't know, maybe somehow they got lost in a triangle, who knows? But just like you use the scapegoats to ignore your own actions of ignorance within a capitalist presence of possibilities to preserve human life, which you're not doing, as well as not shutting down to preserve another million lives and somewhere around 5 million respiratory systems you're going to have to pay for down the line, we are going to have to feel out why and how you are either going to shut down or I am going to shut your country down. This is how it works. I go to Joe Biden. I explain to him I have several very hurtful, truthful stories disavowing every political figure for ignoring how simple and easy manifesting a macro-managed successful program could be in relation to what's been evidentiarily constructed by the coronavirus. And then ask him, hey, would you like to save 1 million people? Well then, do what Xi Jinping says. Or, before he gets into office, with the last 60 or 50 days you have, you could forfeit Christmas, save a bazillion lives, thinking about how much your travelers go outside of your country and infect the globe. Sort of like a corporate presence in India, cutting off the water supply to make sugar water. Somewhere around 10,000 people went without water. And Coca-Cola said, well, why don't you just tell them to immigrate? It's like, you can't just do that when you're living in a shack that easily. They're Homo sapiens, not, you know, they're not that mobile. And again, this isn't scientifically correct, but, you know, I'm only politically correct. I'm not very scientifically correct, because science is not correct and defines me as white as the snows of Caucasia, but I'm as brown as Mexican, so that's why I consider myself Mexicasian, because I get that brown sleeping on the white sands of the beaches of the Gulf of Mexico. That's a joke. Sorry to any people who got offended by how stupid I just revealed you are for thinking you're anything. So, here we go.